So let's talk about the impact of the trade. Okay, let's start first. Is Carolina now the favorite for the Stanley Cup in the Eastern Conference? If a team from the East is going to win, is Carolina the favorite?
Oh boy.
Because we could talk about signings and if they sign Rantanen and then this or whatever. Let's talk about the fact that we've got the best part of the season right now.
Yeah.
4 nations and then trade deadline and then playoffs, baby.
Yep.
What does this do to Carolina right now?
I mean, well, it's funny. You can tell Carolina knows exactly what its reputation is. It's this team that does really, really well in the regular season. They can win a round or two. And they usually do. And then they get to the deeper parts, and they're just not able to get over the hump. They're the 2000s Sharks. That team, never won a cup, and they played in and won so many playoff games.
And won a couple Stanley Cup games, too.
And a couple Stanley Cup games. They got halfway there living on a prayer. They won 14 games in a year. And Carolina last year got very capable, proven playoff performer Jake Gensel. He didn't stay. And then they get Mikko Rantanen, who is cracked. Since the 2022 playoffs, so 2022, 2023, and 2024, Rantanen, I believe the number I had in my video was he's 5th in the NHL in playoff points per game over those 3 runs, ahead of Nathan McKinnon. And what's crazy is Kel McCarr is ahead of both of them.
Wow.
So Carolina immediately gets one of the best playoff performers in the league. A really capable guy at anything, really. He can score goals. He's scored 55. He scored over 40. This year, he's probably going to end up somewhere between 40 and 50. And then the playoffs come, and he becomes like an elite playmaker. Mm-hmm. The reason that Mikko Rantanen is looking at himself like he's Leon Draisaitl, look at the numbers. They're a lot more comparable than you'd think.
It's difficult to deny that. I think he's and the thing that he has that Leon doesn't is a cup.
Yep, 100%, man.
He might not have won an MVP, but he's got a cup.
He's got a cup, and being Robin to McKinnon's Batman. Well, I mean, Draisaitl being Robin to McDavid's Batman didn't stop him from signing a $14 million contract.
Sure.
And if I'm Rantanen, I'm looking at the fact that I'm a UFA. I'm looking at the fact that I'm everything everyone has ever wanted. And I'm going, yeah, here's my number. It's whatever Leon got. So am I Leon? I mean, I'm a pro athlete, so I think I am. Even if I'm not, guess what? When Leon signed it, the cap wasn't where it's going. So
technically speaking, you're signed for less at the percentage of the cap than Leon would be.
Well, so the contracts are starting at the same time.
Yes, but
he signed it before we knew all this information about the salary cap. So he's probably looking at it like, okay, I'm signing for 14, but what I'm really signing for in my head is either way, Rantanen truly believes, and I think you're going to get to the quote, that he is signing for, or what he's asking for, is less than market value.
So I don't want to go there yet.
You don't want to go there
I want to stay on our Carolina with Hall and with Rantanen, the Stanley Cup favorite coming out of the East. And Jesse, what do you think?
Formidable.
In terms of the Stanley Cup favorite, my money is with Washington in the East. I think just the way they play hockey is so far in a way what any other East team is doing. And plus, you can't rule out Florida. Like as much as Florida's not having a runaway great regular season, when they get to the playoffs, it's a whole other game. And I think Florida should be in contention for the Stanley Cup until they lose the crown. So it'd probably, in my mind, some combination of Washington, Florida, Carolina, and then Toronto.
Shut up.
Then Leafs, yeah, go Leafs.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
maybe Leafs are 1.
First place Leafs, okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right. And you don't know what the Leafs are going to do. Maybe they trade for Draisaitl. You don't know.
That'd be sick.
I worry.
Do we have that? Sure.
My worry with Washington would be they're peaking too early. You know, you get really hot middle,
Well, look at New
early of
Jersey,
the season, and,
right?
and then you start tailing off. Yeah, which is never fun. You want to be peaking March, April, going to the playoffs. But they've been so consistent all season long. It's been good to see. And Carolina, you bring in a new guy like Rantanen, and you wonder about how it's going to mesh. You know, it's a big addition to the core of your lineup, so you have to get an adjustment time with that. And I hate Carolina's goaltending. I think
hate it too.
I think it's really bad. So I worry about that. But the thing that held them back in the playoffs year after year is getting that timely goal scoring is what failed them last two postseasons, especially last year against the New York Rangers in that quarterfinal game. I guess that's semifinals, quarterfinals. I don't know, second round. And
Semi, yeah.
And okay, now they got the scoring, hopefully, with Rantanen and Hall. But what about net? So
One of the theories I heard from someone I spoke to is Vancouver and Carolina were obviously talking, and I'm sure we'll have a larger discussion with that. And their theory was, I bet they still do something, and my guess is Demko.
Why?
Even Lankinen would be huge.
My counter to that, I mean, I'd rather have Lankinen.
Me too.
This season.
Me too.
This season. My counter to that was, you have Freddie Anderson, and your solution is to go out and get American Freddie Anderson, who is a guy who is great when he plays, which is nearly never, right? Like,
Yep.
it's tough.
Yep.
Anyway, that's another conversation. They're really formidable, and what's great for them is they have time to do it. I usually like teams, or time to gel. I usually like teams doing business well ahead of time because I think it's better for them. Vancouver did that last year, and it actually wasn't great.
Well,
so we'll
it
see how
could
it
have
goes.
been great had they been able to move Lindholm at the deadline. Because then
What,
they
the guy they got?
Yeah, I think you want to get in, see if it works. If it doesn't work, deal them. I don't blame Vancouver for trying to re-deal him at all.
It's crazy to me that like the Hurricanes could just screw around and flip Hall.
Absolutely.
Imagine they flip Hall and they get a third without having to retain or anything. And they just God.
Goes back to
I
Chicago.
don't understand Chicago.
Taylor Hall is also not who we imagined Taylor Hall was from the past.
Yeah, what is he
was
now?
playing the fourth line with the Chicago Blackhawks.
He's still, it's the Blackhawks. Like, if you look at his point totals over the last couple of years, on a team as good as Carolina, I think he could be pretty good. He was still over half a point a game in Chicago, which, would I pay $6 million for that? No. Could he help my team win? Probably.
He had 9 goals, 15 assists, 24 points in 46 games with Chicago.
That's over half a point a game. Barely, but it's over half a point a game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $6 million for that player, but that player can help you win.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at the other side of this with Colorado for a sec. Okay, so we talked about Rantanen. I'm just keeping it to right now, and we're coming back to Rantanen. We're going to talk about the contract in a second.
Sure.
Colorado gets 2 players who actually contributed last night for them. Necas had 2 assists. Jack Drury scored a goal.
What a crazy game.
They beat the Rangers. It was a great game. What do you think Colorado's view of this? We know what the player view is, and we know that McFarland was out in front of the press saying sometimes you have to make hard decisions, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
When they look at a guy like Necas and they look at a guy like Drury, what do they think they're gaining here other than good players cost control?
You're looking at value, right? So I don't think they're looking at it like, we're going to get Necas because he's better than Rantanen. You know what I mean? It's just, Necas is probably an underrated player in this league. It's just not the case. Like, Rantanen's unbelievable. He's a top 10 forward on a bad day in the league. Criminally underrated because he's in the shadow of, like, I was taunting producer Drew, who just had the most miserable weekend of his life. Huge Avalanche fan, huge Bills fan.
Oh,
Like, just
heartbreak city, man.
miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. I watched that game. It was awesome. I watched a non-Super Bowl game.
I know. Impressed, man.
Claps for Steve. on that one. You're looking at the value. So the cap's going up $1 bajillion. I used too small of a number. It's going up $1 bajillion. So we should be able to keep everyone. Well, if you're the Avalanche, okay, we have Necas at 6.5 next year, which is crazy value. So we still have him. Then we can go out in free agency and get whoever we want. And this year, if they send Puckpedia had this, Hart Levine doing crazy work for them. If they send down 2 players, they can afford to activate Gabriel Landeskog off LTIR.
I wondered if Gabe is back.
He's skating. That's handcuffing them, but I think the biggest factor that I failed to talk about in my video, and too many people are just casually like, yeah, and then also this is a factor. Like we're not talking about it like it's maybe one of the biggest deals with this deal. In 2026, Cale Makar is going to be an unrestricted free agent, and he's going to make over $15 million. That's a number I completely pulled out of thin air. He's the best defenseman in the world. And he is. Like, it's him or Quinn, and then he scored a hat trick the other night, and I'm like, I think it's him.
He had 2 more last night.
He's stupid.
I'm so glad I got him in fantasy.
Insane player. He's gonna flirt with like 30 goals.
Yep.
He'll be the first one to do that since when? Eons.
Yep.
Right? It's so rare. He's unbelievable. And if you can only choose to have 2 of these 3 players, McKinnon, Makar, Rantanen. Rantanen is a top 10 forward in this league on a bad day, and the choice is crystal clear. Mm-hmm. Crystal clear. It's McKinnon and Makar. So the Avalanche decided we're not going to be the Leafs. We're not going to have 3-4 stars making $1 bajillion. Mm-hmm. We're going to have 2. And then we're going to have everyone else.